At the bottom of the silent motherboard valley, a fluffy gray dust bug inadvertently fell into sight. The braided cable puppy, Bite Dog, immediately dashed after it, its metallic footsteps clicking excitedly. It barked out loud beeps, its USB nose flashing continuously, trying to snap at the mischievous cotton ball but missing. In the distance, the cleaning squad was still hard at work, scooping dust and sweeping in perfect rhythm. The sly dust bug flew high up, darting into the giant power cable jungle that stood tall like skyscrapers. Without hesitation, Bite Dog took a running start and leaped onto the lowest plastic ridge of the massive cable bundle. Using its metal claws to firmly grip the braided mesh, the puppy struggled up step by step like a resilient mechanical bear. Just as the dust bug landed on the top of the tower, Bite Dog reached the summit and opened its mechanical jaws for a powerful chomp. But the weightless cotton ball bounced out of the way, then leisurely floated off into the dark void. The missed bite caused Bite Dog to lose its momentum, sliding dangerously close to the edge of the great tower. Looking down, the motherboard floor was as deep as a bottomless abyss, an unimaginable height for a tiny toy. Panicking, Bite Dog tried to step back, but its hind leg became tightly wedged in a rough plastic crevice. The braided cable body trembled violently. It lay flat, its USB nose turning a flashing yellow to signal extreme fear. Shutting its eyes tight, it tilted its head up and let out pitiful, echoing whimpers and beeps. The desperate cries made the entire cleaning squad stop their work simultaneously and look up at the top of the tower. Captain Moon instantly performed a radar scan. A flashing red danger warning appeared in his visor. Smart glided over, opened her tablet to measure the altitude, and shook her head in deep worry. The little guy was too high up. Genius confidently patted his chest and activated his jet boots. 2 powerful jets of blue flame immediately shot out. He soared into the air, leaving a sparkling blue trail as he headed straight for Bite Dog. But halfway there, the energy warning light blinked red. The jet boots sputtered out. He was out of battery. Panicking, Genius flailed his arms in midair, free-falling back down. Fortunately, Giant reacted with lightning speed, extending his massive excavator bucket to safely and softly catch Genius. Wisdom the spider stepped forward to calculate the distance. Turning around, it readied the silk launcher in its backpack. With a swift swoosh, a glowing polymer silk thread shot straight towards the top of the tower. However, a passing breeze blew the thread off course, sticking it uselessly to a random capacitor nearby. Intern Capacitor waddled over and tossed a data block up to use as a stepping stone, but it fell right back onto his head with a clack. His googly eyes spun in circles, prompting Smart to gently tap him with her duster to wake him up. Captain Moon lightly flapped his crystal wings, but he knew he couldn't bear the extra weight of the puppy if he flew down. On top of the tower, Bite Dog covered its face with its front paws, crying bitterly, its entire cable body shuddering with every sob. The heavy-duty machine Giant scratched his square head, venting a long puff of steam in thought. Suddenly, an idea bulb lit up. Giant slammed his steel fists together with a loud clang. He pointed at his chest, then pointed high up, making a gesture of stacking hands on top of each other. Wise, the monkey understood immediately. He jumped up and did a mid-air flip in excitement. "We are going to build a human tower!" Smart immediately began tapping rapidly on her virtual screen, calculating the physical center of gravity for the toy tower. A perfect 3D blueprint appeared. Giant would be the base, Capacitor and Wisdom the pillars, and Smart and Wise would be at the very top. Captain Moon nodded, waving his light baton to signal the official start of the rescue operation. Engine growls echoed. Giant rolled his tank treads, moving right to the base of the giant cable. He engaged the hard lock. 2 hydraulic pins slammed into the motherboard, anchoring the machine like a steel mountain. Giant spread his powerful arms wide, tilting his resolute face upwards. Tier 1 was ready. Upbeat action music kicked in. The whole team began to warm up, their metallic clicks sounding in steady rhythm. Capacitor waddled over first, leaping straight into Giant's bucket. But he lost his footing, dangling by one hand over the edge, his googly eyes blinking in panic. Giant gently nudged the bucket up a beat, helping Capacitor stand firmly on his right shoulder. Wisdom the spider also nimbly crawled up, its 6 mechanical legs locking tightly onto the left shoulder armor. Tier 2 was complete. Smart gained speed on her roller skates from afar. She grabbed Capacitor's yellow claw and swung herself into an elegant mid-air spin. A flawless landing. One skate rested on Capacitor's hard hat, the other on Wisdom's backpack. Her fiber-optic hair shining brilliantly, Smart stood perfectly straight, maintaining impeccable balance. Tier 3 was done. Now it was Wise the monkey's turn. He backed way up, violently whipping his long tail to build jumping momentum. A terrifyingly powerful leap. Wise did 3 consecutive front flips in the air, soaring straight up. He landed precisely on Smart's slender shoulders. But the force of the impact caused the entire tower to sway. At the very bottom, Giant gritted his teeth, spewing thick white steam as he locked his hydraulic legs tight. Smart spread her arms wide to keep balance. The warning screen showed the center of gravity severely deviating. Quick as a flash, Wise whipped his mechanical tail out, wrapping it tightly around a plastic ridge on the cable to anchor the tower. Phew! The robot tower stood firm. The whole team breathed a sigh of relief, steam venting with a clatter. The height was almost at the top. Wise reached his hand out, but he was still exactly 3 centimeters away from the puppy. Bite Dog peeked its head down, wagging its tail happily but still too terrified to let go and jump. Moon hovered outside, instructing Wise to try and stretch his body a little more. Wise stood on his tiptoes, his elastic plastic arm stretching to its absolute maximum limit. Suddenly, the tower shuddered. Capacitor's neck was too strained, causing his claw grip to slip a notch. The entire tower leaned drastically to one side. Down below, Genius covered his eyes, too afraid to watch the impending disaster. Wisdom reacted incredibly fast, shooting a super strong silk thread from its backpack straight down to the ground. The thread pulled taut, glowing brightly. The perfect tension yanked the tower back into balance. But before they could celebrate, the distant cooling fan suddenly initiated a cooling cycle, its blades spinning rapidly. A massive, intense gale swept across the power cable jungle. Smart's hair blew wildly in all directions. The robot tower shook violently, bending like a reed in a storm. Capacitor opened his mouth to scream, but only emitted the dry, scraping sound of plastic. Giant slammed his left arm's vacuum onto the floor, using suction to pin his body down and prevent them from being blown away. High above, the gale blew Bite Dog over, sending the puppy rolling toward the edge of the precipice. The sound of claws scraping against plastic was heartbreaking. The puppy was about to fall. Risking it all, Wise decided to retract his anchoring tail from the wall. He whipped his tail hard against Smart's back, using the momentum to thrust himself as high as possible. At that exact moment, Bite Dog slipped off the plastic ridge, free-falling into the void. The puppy dropped, its face scrunched in fear, its nose flashing frantically in despair. Wise's arm reached out furthest, the plastic joints stretching to their absolute limits. Got it! Wise's hand firmly grasped the braided cable on Bite Dog's tail in midair. But the puppy's weight instantly jerked Wise forward, threatening to bring the whole tower crashing down. Instantly, Smart lunged forward to tightly grip Wise's ankles. Wisdom used its spider pincers to clamp down hard on Smart's shins, and Capacitor hugged Wisdom's backpack with all his might, his yellow claws grinding together. The entire tower was pulled into a suspended, terrifying arc in midair, yet remained incredibly tightly connected. Dangling from Wise's hand, Bite Dog slowly opened its eyes and wagged its tail happily, realizing it was safe. The cooling fan finally stopped blowing. The environment returned to its serene, quiet state. From the very bottom, Giant let out a roar, using his tremendous strength to slowly push the tower back to a straight posture. The joints clicked perfectly back into place. The tower was sturdy once again. The whole team shared a victorious smile under the warm, golden sunlight shining through the heatsink. Wise used his tail to wrap Bite Dog up, pulling it close to hug tightly against his chest. Now it was time to disassemble the tower. Holding the puppy, Wise slid smoothly down Smart's back and stepped onto Giant's shoulder. Smart performed a stunning backflip in the air, landing softly on her roller skates as light as a feather. Wisdom retracted its silk, dropping safely to the motherboard. Completely exhausted, Capacitor fell backward into Giant's bucket with a thud and played dead. Giant smiled warmly, released the hydraulic locks, and lowered his massive body. Wise placed Bite Dog on the ground. The puppy barked a flurry of beeps, running in circles with sheer joy. It rubbed its glowing nose against Giant's scratched yellow armor to say thank you. Then it leaped up and gave Wise a big wet lick right on the mask, leaving a sloppy phantom drool mark. The whole team burst out laughing, the metallic clatter filling the air with the warmth of camaraderie. Captain Moon landed, stowing his light baton and patting Wise's shoulder to praise his bravery. But as Smart looked around, she grimaced. Tread marks and dirt from high above had soiled the floor. She pushed up her glasses and drew her fiber optic duster. Playtime is over. Now it's time to work. Giant powered up his micro vacuum. A soothing whine filled the air as it cleaned up the larger debris. Smart skated in circles, flicking her optical duster to sweep away every tiny speck of dust on the copper surface. In the blink of an eye, the motherboard was squeaky clean, reflecting light like a mirror. Even Genius used the draft from his jet boots to blow away the remaining dust stuck to Capacitor. The power cable jungle was restored to absolute perfection, clean and neat. The cleaning squad lined up in a tidy row, with Bite Dog sitting obediently right in the middle. Everyone raised their hands to strike a proud, victorious pose under the sparkling lights of the system. The scene gently transitioned into a deep blue ocean filled with sparkling neon lights. Stage spotlights turned on brilliantly, shining straight down onto the lineup of tiny heroes. Captain Moon took off his pilot helmet and bowed to the audience with incredible elegance. Capacitor and Genius struggled to carry a giant like button, dropping it onto the floor with a clack. Smart gracefully pointed at the like button, flashing a smile and an adorable wink. From above, Wise the monkey tumbled down, dropping a bright red subscribe plaque. Giant used his bucket to solemnly hoist a shiny golden notification bell high into the air. Bite Dog took a running start, jumped up, and headbutted the bell hard with its USB nose. Ding, ding! The clear sound of the bell rang out, radiating incredibly soothing golden sound waves. Boom! Colorful pixel fireworks exploded in the sky, showering sparkling confetti all over the stage. Under the rain of fireworks, the whole team bounced happily and waved goodbye to everyone. The frames slowly zoomed out, making way for two vibrant recommended video boxes to appear. Clank. The solid steel logo bearing the name Cleaning Squad dropped down, resting majestically in the center of the screen. The text, "Thank you for watching," gently faded in, glowing with a warm neon white light. The stage lights slowly dimmed, bringing a breathtaking and super adorable rescue journey to a close.